Okay, coming right up for you. Here you are, pal. So how am I? Not so good today. Not so good at all. You know, there's a lot of weirdos that come in this joint, and the ones that bother me the most are the freeloaders. You know, the ones that come in here and they try to trick me out of a drink. They say something, they do something to get a free drink. You know, Mr. Dunny, I really get tired of that. You know, there's this one guy. He comes in here all the time. He's always tricking me, always getting a free drink. Last week he came in here, sat right over here. So he says, the weather in Africa is a lot different than the weather here. So I looks at him and I says, when were you ever in Africa? And the guy says to me, he says, last year. He said, I was on a hunting expedition. You were in Africa hunting? The guy says, yeah. I was doing real good too. Except for one day. 7 king gorilla surrounded me. They started closing in on me. And I knew I was going to be a goner. So I reached down. And I got some of yours, and I threw it at him. I said, you did you? So what's yours? He says, well, I'll have a beer. So what's that? You watch TV much? Yeah, me too. You know, ever since I put the free TVs in here, they all come in here. So, I don't know what kind of shows you like this and what kind of shows I like that. But you know what? You got a treat here. I got Crazy in the back room, and he'll be coming out. Hey, Crazy, are you out there? Come on in.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, Crazy, how are you today?
How are you tonight?
Really good now, I think so.
Hello, Mr. Dunny.
So let me ask you, Crazy, we're talking, Dunny and I are talking about TV. You watch TV too much?
Oh, we watch TV a little bit.
Anything you like?
Oh, the other night, Joe, I seen this documentary, and it was really a good story. Want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. This story is about the old man who had this candy store. He had these 3 young guys come into the store, and they're kind of rough-looking guys. And he's a little bit scared. He says to the first kid, what do you want? He says, I want a box for the peppermint candy. Okay. So he went down the hall, got the big ladder, brought it back, put it up against the shelving, climbed up the ladder, reached way over, got the big jar of peppermint candy, came down the ladder, put the candy on the counter, put the ladder back, came back and says to the kid, okay, here's your candy. Said, thank you. That surprised you. So he closed the jar, went down and got the ladder, brought it back, put the ladder on the shelving, climbed up the ladder, put the jar way in the back of the shelf, came back down the ladder, put the ladder back, and he says to the second kid, what do you want? Kid says, I want a box for the peppermint candy. So he went back down the hall, got the big ladder, brought it back, climbed up the ladder, reached way over the shelf, got the peppermint candy, brought it back, set it on the counter, put the ladder back where it was, came back, and he says to the kid, okay, here's your box for the peppermint candy. He was going to close the jar, but he thought real smart. He says to the third kid, you want a box for the peppermint candy? Kid says, no. closed up the jar, went back down, got the ladder, brought the ladder back, put it on the shelving, climbed up the ladder, set the peppermint candy over the top, came back down the ladder, put the ladder back, came over, says to the third kid, okay, what do you want? Kid says, I want 50 cents for the peppermint candy.
What a story, Craig. What a great story.
What a good documentary, Joe.
Good delivery. So, Craig, what do you think? You got a song in there for us?
Why, of course, Joe. I always got a song.
Literally.
So we're going to sing one. Can you help me harmonize a little bit?
Right, a little bit.
Okay. Here we go. Heart of my heart, I love that melody. Heart of my heart, brings back those memories when we were kids on the corner of the street. We were rough and ready